today's video is going to answer a question from one of you guys. The question relates to how or where to get started in voiceover. What genre? Again, all of my videos I have to preface by saying these are my opinions. This is based on my own experience. So his question is, I don't have a microphone yet. Some people say start in audiobooks. Others say start in IVR because they're short, and others say commercial, while a couple people say go to acting classes first. What the? Hey guys, it's DJ. Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. So this video is going to be broken into two parts because it's going to be kind of comprehensive. The first part is going to talk about genres, which is basically what kind of voiceover you want to do. And the second part of the video is going to talk about initiatives. And then we'll close with some, thoughts and a little bit of pep talk to kind of get you in the mood to do some voiceovers. When I got started in voiceover, I didn't really know anything about voiceover other than it was like animation, video games, the cartoons I watched. I knew that was voiceover. And I had the idea that commercials had voices on them, but I didn't really put two and two together and say, hey, that's something I could do. As far as genre goes, I made a whole video that talks about all the different types of genres of voiceover, and I'll go ahead and link that up here. It's in the description down below as well. The short answer to where should you start genre-wise is it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. And there's a couple reasons why. Firstly, you just need to get started, okay? It doesn't matter where you get started, like genre-wise. Getting started is the hardest part for almost everybody. Most of the people who comment on these videos either don't have a microphone yet or are too scared to step in front of the microphone that they do have. I post many videos that talk about you should be recording yourself at all times. Every chance you can get, record yourself on video or at least in audio so you can hear what you talk like and hear what you see what you do on screen to get to understand what kind of a person you are when you talk. Gesticulation-wise, eyebrows, facial expressions. I'm gonna be honest with you, I know most of y'all who watched that video haven't pulled out the camera yet. This is why I say it doesn't make sense to think about what genre you should get started in because it's just gonna be like analysis paralysis, but you don't even know what you're analyzing because you don't know the industry. Why think about what genre you should do? Just do something, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, let's say that you start in audiobooks. The reality is the market will tell you where you most fit, okay? When I say the market will tell you the answer, I mean like when people give you money to record something, that's the market telling you that they like what you do. Of course, you'll do what you want to do, but the market will tell you over time where your performance sits. For me, the market told me that commercial and corporate narration is where I fit most naturally. You know, audiobooks, maybe, but I didn't pursue it long enough to give an idea whether it fits me or not. As for you guys, early on, you won't have exposure to the market to even get an answer to that question. Until you get a paid gig, that's never gonna happen. That's why I said it doesn't really matter where you start because nobody's making money at the beginning anyways. Even if you start on Fiverr or something like that, the odds of you getting an order right away in 2025 is almost zero. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to whether it's audiobooks or IVR. Just pick something. Pick something that vibes with you. You know, if you like reading books naturally as a person, go try an audiobook. Go to ACX, you can download practice scripts today and just sit there and practice those scripts. If you like commercials, you can go to iSpot.tv and transcribe the commercials and practice reading the commercials. There's a lot of ways to start. I made a video that's all about 5 different ways that you can get started for free in voiceover, like learning-wise, and I'll link that video here for you, and it's also in the description below. The third part about genres is that even if the market tells you they like you in something, ultimately, you're gonna be the one to decide where you go. You will tell you what kind of work you wanna do because the market has told me that I'm really good at doing like Southern Baptist, preacher style. And I shit you not, it's such an obscure thing to be known for. But when I was on Fiverr, I had a lot of people reaching out to me to do like church announcements and reading like Bible scriptures and the Lord said you do. And I shit you not, I don't want to do those things, even though the market was throwing work at me. And I admit I did a lot of the work, but I just it didn't vibe with me. You have to look forward to doing the work. If you're doing something that you absolutely despise and it makes you like, ugh, every time you think about doing it, even if they're trying to give you money. Like, come on, guys. Like, the whole point about voiceover is freedom of finding what you want to do and doing what you enjoy. So, for example, I don't like doing audiobooks. I'm not going to do an audiobook. I just won't do it. I don't care how much you pay me. Well, no. Maybe if the figures are like 6 figures, I might consider such things. Just do something, all right? Get your first voiceover recorded for yourself, okay? Don't worry about where you're gonna make money because you don't know yet. Now, one point I wanna add on to that is many people talk about the sound of their voice. oh, my voice, some people say my voice fits radio, or oh, you'd be a great audiobook narrator. That's great, guys, okay? But to be honest with you, the quality of your voice matters like this much in voiceover. It doesn't matter. Age also is not as important as you think it is. Age as a biological thing does not really come out in the voice the way you think it does. If somebody's 65, maybe they sound 65 or 85. If somebody's 20, maybe they sound younger. But these days, man, it's so hard to tell how old somebody is. My voice can go as low as 25 years old, I think. Maybe if I push it, I could be in the early 20s. But I'm 41, you know what I'm saying? And I can bring my voice to sound a bit older if I wanted to. I can go reach up to 50 if I wanted to. Because your voice isn't just the sound of the voice. Your life experiences shine through your voice. If you've had kids, you went to the military, you've been to war, you had trauma growing up as a kid, you've never left the house in your life and you live in a bubble. All of these things will be heard in your voice, which is why when you talk about, oh, I'm 50 plus, maybe I should just be doing, Life Alert commercials. That doesn't really matter that much, guys. Okay, so don't care. Don't worry about your age. Okay, just get started, please. Section 2, we're talking about initiatives. And to me, this is the most useful part of the video, so I'm glad you stuck around. And if you're finding value in all this stuff, leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel, because it really helps me notice your support, guys. You've gone through section 1 of the video, you say, you know what, DJ, I think I'm interested in audiobooks. I don't know why, but I feel like I might be a great audiobook narrator. Here's what you do. You have to understand the genre that you want to do. If you think you want to do audiobooks, you gotta listen to audiobooks. If you like commercials and you think you wanna be in commercials, you can't skip the pre-roll ads on YouTube, guys. You can't walk away during the commercial break in the football game. You gotta listen to commercials. Same thing, IVR. I'm not gonna tell you to start calling random ass companies, but if you get a call, you have to call the bank, whatever, and you have to listen to the thing, just listen to it. You have to understand the current trends of whatever it is that you want to do. Commercial is a great example, because commercial is not like, this Sunday, come down to Monster Jam 2025. Come down Sunday. Does that kind of read exist? Yeah, but it's almost like a caricature, or it's a very niched read. And for the most part, in 2025, people are looking for conversational, authoritative, empathetic, warm, a real person. So if you're the type of person who steps in front of the microphone and you're just like, at General Mills, we believe kids are the best, which is why we give them the best nutrition ever. No, that's not gonna work. You gotta understand what kind of reads are working. If you're somebody who's into sports, check out the sports ads. If you're somebody who's into fashion, check out the fashion ads. Hear what's going on in the industry, because the worst thing you can do is assume that you know what it is, and you just develop in a vacuum. And you finally step out into the real world or on Fiverr and try to get a job, nobody's booking you because you don't know what you're doing. Next, so you've spent time listening to the genre. You think, you know what, DJ? I've spent time listening to audiobooks for the past month. I'm ready to start recording. Recording, not working, recording. You're gonna go to ACX and you're going to start downloading scripts, okay? You can go to acx.com, make an account in less than 30 seconds, and start downloading audition scripts for books that you might be interested in reading. Pull out your phone, turn on the camera, record yourself. If you don't want to see yourself on camera, which I strongly recommend you keep the camera on, but if you're just like, I don't want to be on the camera, then at least have the microphone going and record into your smartphone. You don't need a fucking microphone like this. You don't need a booth. You just need to sit at the fucking kitchen table, pull out your phone, and start reading as if you were doing the actual job. It'll do a couple things for you. One, you will feel so good doing it because you're like, hey, I took the first step. I'm actually doing it. I'm reading something. I read a whole two-page excerpt from the book. That's a great feeling. Even if it wasn't paid, you've made a step toward whatever it is you're trying to be in this industry, voiceover-wise, right? Another thing it'll do is you'll begin to see like, okay, I keep tripping over these types of words. Or actually, I don't like talking about this topic. Or actually, you know what? F*** audiobooks. I hate this shit. Or I love audiobooks. I need more of this shit. You just need to understand what kind of a person you are with that genre, and recording it is the easiest way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Keep a journal, a video journal. The journal will allow you to document your improvement. Maybe you can have something to show to a coach if you decide you want to spend money on a one-on-one coach. You can send them some of your stuff, say, hey, here's what I did. Can you take a listen and let me know what you think? It's good to document this stuff because when you first start out, you're going to improve so quickly that having that first recording or first few recordings and then having yourself 2 or 3 months down the line recording, you may not be able to feel the difference, but if you listen to the recordings, you're like, oh, okay, actually, I'm a lot better now. Okay, and which is really a great motivator. Also, when you're listening back to your recordings, try to be as objective as possible. I said in my last video that we tend to think that we are better than we actually are, and I mean that. And I gave an example in the video of one of my old recordings and how I would read it today, and it's a night and day difference. But at the time, I thought I was fucking hot shit. Try to not let your emotions influence how you interpret your reads. Okay, be like, oh, that was a good read. Yeah, I would do that. Let somebody that you trust for their opinion listen to it and give you feedback. And take that feedback and internalize it and then use it to improve. My younger sister, when I first got started, it was my very first year, and I made a DIY demo. I sent it to my sister and I said, hey, sister, listen to this. Let me know what you think. I'm trying to get into voiceover. She told me, she's like, oh, okay, it's not bad. I think you know, she gave me feedback. I can't remember exactly what it was, but my feelings were hurt. And I was like, okay, all right. I was really butthurt about it because I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. I've been doing this for 3 months, man. I'm a pro. And turns out I was not a pro. It was good feedback looking back, and I wish I had paid more attention to it instead of letting my hubris make me shrug it off and continue doing the same shit that I was doing, because I could have improved. It was a moment to improve, and I didn't take it. Keeping on with initiatives, another initiative is to consume as much media, podcasts, interviews, video, related to the genre that you decide that you're interested in. Again, sticking with audiobooks, find every interview you can, and I want you to consume those things voraciously, as if they are literally sustaining your life force. It is necessary not only to understand what you're doing in your little bubble, but understand other people's pitfalls, mistakes they made along their journey. Many of these podcasts will highlight that, man, when I got started, this is what I did wrong. And for anybody listening, now you know not to do it. It will save you money and it will save you time. You don't want to repeat mistakes if you don't have to, right? This last section is going to talk about stuff that I think is necessary to keep in mind as you decide what kind of genre or what kind of voiceover you want to do first. Let's talk money. If you're doing this to make money, from Jump Street, you're in the wrong career field, man. You got to find something else to do. Everybody wants to jump straight to Fiverr and Upwork and maybe even the pay-to-play sites before they're ready. And I know I said in another video that you can get started on Fiverr today. And I mean that. You can go there, make an account and make it a gig and get started today. But you run the risk of not being able to deliver the performance that the client's looking for. At least on sites like Fiverr, social proof is everything. You live and die by your ability to get 5-star reviews. And if you get a 4-star or 3-star, Lord forbid anything less than that, you are essentially screwed, okay? Because those things don't go away. And if you're a new seller and that's the only review you got, good luck getting a second order. Dissatisfied customers are something you can avoid by holding off. You don't need to make money right now. In this industry, the more time you can spend learning before you put yourself in front of a client, not only goes for just performance, it also goes for using your software, how to understand what the specs are, how to interpret that instruction to give the proper performance or a revision of a performance you've already done. So you don't want to rush into trying to book something. I did that. I made a gig getting all willy-nilly. And it was a terrible, terrible recording. It was terrible. Anyways, long story short, I continued on delivering subpar performances and my clients weren't satisfied. I had 4-star reviews when I got started on Fiverr. And what that does, it'll take away your motivation. Like, oh man, the market's telling me I'm not a voice actor. That'll take the wind out of your sails, man. You know what I'm saying? And those will come. At any stage in your career, somebody's gonna tell you that your performance sucks. But if you know what you do is what you do and you're confident in your skills, even if they say that it won't sting as much as if you know you don't know what you're doing and trying to pretend like you know what you're doing, and they say, this was garbage. And you're like, I am garbage. And you're like, voiceover's not for me, sell the microphone the next day on Facebook Marketplace and go back to whatever you were doing before. Just don't go at it for money early on, guys. Just have fun, man. Keep it fun, keep it light. I don't know if I have to say this or not, but I'm going to. Don't look for an agent. I have been in workshops recently over the past 6 months, and in the workshops, there have been voice actors, and these, again, this is my experience, guys. I'm not saying this is exactly all the time, but it's usually older people over the age of 50 who are there. They're just getting started. You know they're new. Because the agent will ask, oh, what kind of work have you done? Like, where are you at in your career? And they say, well, I took a 2-week course, workshop over the weekend, and right now I'm looking at trying to figure out what genre I want to be in, and I'm looking for an agent to kind of help me get work and stuff. That doesn't make sense at all. You just got started and you're looking for an agent? I think it tends to be older people that do that during the workshops because traditionally that was how it worked. You get an agent to get you work. This is a new economy. We as voice actors are very much in charge of our own careers. Agents are just a part of it. Don't be looking for an agent. You're not ready for an agent, guys, okay? I don't care if it's a local agent. You're not ready yet if you're just getting started. If your question is, what genre should I do? I don't have a microphone yet. This is not a time for agents, okay? I just being real with you. And as a last note, have fun and do practice. I know as soon as I said practice one time, half of y'all left the video at this point. The people who can put in the proverbial 10,000 hours the fastest will be the ones who can get out there and start working in most cases. That's not to say it's a hard, fast rule, but expertise is expertise. Hours behind the microphone are hours behind the microphone. Hours spent coaching, hours spent in workshops, hours spent listening to audiobooks, hours spent auditioning, hours doing all the things related to this career. It's cumulative, and I guess you could say in a way it's kind of exponential in the way it grows. Because you'll learn something new every day. I'm learning something new every day. And I can just add it on to the things that I already know. It'll make large improvements in some cases for me. Just one little light bulb moment. But you got to start building those hours so that when you have those light bulb moments, that they'll really make a difference for you. You'll have a lot of those light bulb moments when you first start, as it relates to software, as it relates to the commercial read, as it relates to how to find clients, how to negotiate rates. There's a lot of light bulbs that'll be going off, okay? It'll be like a damn disco ball in there, just boop, 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 light bulbs everywhere. But it takes time. And if you're looking at making this a get-rich-quick thing, I'm sorry to tell you, that ship has sailed. It existed for a short time, I think, during the pandemic. That's not the case anymore. It takes work, and it is not a little part-time gig. This is a career. And clients and agents alike want to work with careerists as opposed to part-timers, okay? Because that's what it requires these days to really push the needle and be successful, is to just, you're all in on voiceover. And be real with yourself. If you're at a point where you're doing a full-time job and voice acting is kind of like a dream, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying, again, you need the 10,000 hours. It's just going to take you longer. So temper your expectations. You're not going to be getting there in a year compared to somebody who all they do is, I'm going to spend a year getting ready for voiceover. Of course they're going to be further along than you, man. You work at your own pace. Comparison is the thief of joy. I know it's hard not to compare, but run your own race. Be realistic about your expectations. And again, if you have any questions, drop it in the comments down below, and I hope this was helpful.